He asked the guy, "Is this your order?" The guy said no and proceeds to say, "Get off my property." He walks away. He's going about his day, going to his car, and the guy tries to murder him.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the ridiculous video that has gone viral of a man in Chester, New York, about 50 miles or so north of Manhattan, shooting a lost DoorDash driver. Now, thank God the man didn't die. He was seriously injured and required surgery, but he didn't die. Thank God. Now, I understand you want to protect your home. You got castle doctrine. You think the man's trying to break in your home, although that's not what happened. He was literally just asking for help, asking for directions with the bag of food, saying, "Hey, is this your order?" And when the guy told him, "Hey, get off my property," he got in his car and left, and the guy shot him. That's not protecting your property. That's not castle doctrine. That's not any of that. And if you want to be a responsible gun owner, this case is exactly what you don't do. And the guy should know better considering who he is. And before I get into any videos, let's just show you who this guy is, okay? Let's show you who the guy is. You see what it says right here. New York State Police arrest Chester man following DoorDash shooting incident. Now let's skip down a little bit. So the guy, John J. Riley III, 48 of Chester, he is a current town of Chester highway superintendent and a federally licensed firearms dealer. He has an FFL. This is the kind of guy who can buy guns and get it sent straight to his house because he is a federally licensed firearms dealer. This is really, really bad. All it does, listen, this guy may be thinking, okay, I'm protecting my home, all this, that, and the third. All you're doing is bolstering the argument for gun control. And you see some of these charges: assault in the first degree, Class B felony; criminal possession of weapon in second degree, Class C felony; criminal possession of a firearm, Class E felony. Now, I don't know how you get the possession charge when you get an FFL. Maybe there's something else going on. I don't really know. We're going to hear about this guy, where he's from, and a little bit more. Speaking about the guy who was shot, the DoorDash driver. And of course, this video and everything else will be in the description. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
I need any help.
After asking for help at this house, the victim knocked on John Riley's door. That's where the town of Chester's highway superintendent allegedly shot the victim. Here's the version the DoorDasher told his family.
He asked the guy, "Is this your order?" The guy said no and proceeds to say, "Get off my property." He walks away. He's going about his day, going to his car, and the guy tries to murder him.
The victim first stopped at a gas station. Relatives say he was so scared he then drove all the way home to Middletown. The native of Guinea-Bissau moved to the U.S. just a few months ago.
Pause. Right when I heard the guy talking and the way he was dressed with the DoorDash bag, I already knew he was a migrant. So you shot an African migrant who just got here trying to make some money because he's lost as he's in his car driving away. I could see if he was kicking your door down and got inside your house, but that's not what was going on. He has, look at this guy. You think this guy is going to do something to you? If you're that scary, you shouldn't have any guns at all.
To live with his siblings.
He's a really kind soul. Like he's really quiet. He doesn't really speak up much.
Riley is 48 years old, recently re-elected to his post as highway supervisor and a federally licensed firearms dealer. No trespassing signs are now posted in front of the home. The victim
now they're posting in front of the home. But listen, even if there's a no trespassing sign, you can't just shoot somebody for being on your property. You can't do that. That's not how that works.
Still hospitalized after undergoing surgery.
Very grateful that he's alive, and we want this guy to get the punishment he deserves.
I need.
All right, so that's that. Now we have to get to the actual shooting here. Let's get to the shooting. I may not be able to show everything because, of course, it's YouTube, but I'll link to this video, of course, in the box. But let's go ahead and roll it.
Tonight's swift reaction to our story from earlier today. It comes up.
Let's pause. So you just saw him shoot. What he did right there, that first shot, is like a quote unquote warning shot. And you can see where the DoorDash guy is. You see his lights. Off the property, really, he's on the street trying to drive away. And the guy will shoot him from right there, right in front of his house. He's going to shoot him as he's leaving. You cannot do that.
After we shared this exclusive video that appears to show a Chester official shooting a lost DoorDash driver. And some of that reaction includes calls for the official to step down. Our Blaze Gomez brings us this story.
I mean, he needs to step down, but also get locked up, because this is completely ridiculous. You cannot. Okay, I'm getting triggered.
Go! Chester Highway Supervisor John Riley is seen here in this leaked video taken on his own Ring camera with a firearm strapped to his back and another in his hand.
Now look, let's go back to the whole thing about why are you wearing a shoulder holster with one right there and then another one in your hand? What are you even doing? Why have one in the holster but the other one not in the holster? And you appear to be wearing some kind of like loose fitting shorts, kind of like gym material. You're not going to be able to holster a weapon like that. Technically, you're looking crazy with the shoulder holster. You got a big crazy light on you. You're making yourself be a big target. If the guy wanted to do something to you, he could just shoot you right there because you are highlighting yourself. You had the shelter being inside the home. That's your first shelter. You coming outside for what? For a DoorDash driver? Come on.
Strapped to his back and another in his hand as he seemingly fired 3 shots at a lost DoorDash driver who was trying to get away in his car.
Seeing the video, it's chilling.
Chester Supervisor Brandon Holdridge says they haven't heard from the elected official since his arrest on Saturday, even though he's now out on bail.
No one saw this coming.
Police victim was shot once in the back outside of Riley's house in Chester on Friday and seriously hurt. He was seen just before the shooting going to another house, as seen here, trying to deliver food.
So there's videos of him going door to door because, again, it's at night. He probably can't see the numbers. He's barely speaking 2 words of English. He's from Guinea-Bissau. I think that's probably a francophone country. That's right by Senegal, Gambia, all of that, West Africa. He barely speaking 2 words of English. He don't know where he's at. He's lost. And that can happen. I understand sometimes you have guys that pretend to be lost and they case in the house. But regardless of what's going on, the way things transpired is not how you handle a castle doctrine or stand your ground situation, because there was no threat at all.
My phone is broken. Can help.
Holdridge says they're fielding calls for Riley to be fired, but that their hands are tied.
He's an elected official, so that means we have no power to force him to resign.
2 Chester judges have stepped aside from the case, canceling his next court appearance in town until the Orange County DA says it can be moved somewhere else or he's indicted. The victim's family says the dasher remains hospitalized, but is getting better by the day.
Well, look, I'm glad the dasher is getting better. I'm glad. Thank God he didn't die. That would have just been awful. He's leaving your property. Listen, for me, here's my opinion about when you could use firearms to defend your property. I tell people all the time, look, say whatever you want to me on the internet. It's totally fine, but don't come to my house. Now, if you just happen to be outside, something like that, okay, that's one thing. Maybe I can call the police. Maybe I can get myself ready, get myself prepared, and I'm going to do little deterrents. I got cameras. I got lights. I turn those on just to let you know I see you, okay? And I might even say something to you. I got speakers. I could talk to you without coming outside. I'd be like, all right, now I need you to leave. You're going to call the police. Now, if I feel like you're trying to break in, you kick in my door. Like there was another story where it was like the ding-dong ditch. Although it wasn't ding-dong ditch. Ding-dong ditch, in my humble opinion, is you ring somebody's doorbell and then run away. Ding-dong ditch. What these kids did was at 3 a.m., more than one, I think it might have been 2 or 3 of these young men, like 17, 18 high school kids about to graduate. They were banging and kicking on the guy's garage door. So if I'm hearing banging and kicking 3 a.m., multiple people, I'm thinking I'm about to get home invaded. That's not what was going on here. The guy was having the DoorDash bag in his hand, a bag of food in his hand, ringing doorbells. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm at. That is not a threat to you. You don't have the right to shoot them, especially not as they drive away. Hope this guy gets the ultimate sentence. This is completely irresponsible, especially to be a FFL. You know better than to do something like that. I don't know if the guy was drunk or on drugs or whatever, but that is totally inappropriate. If the guy was be kicking your door in, breaking in, brandishing a weapon, something like that, and you have to confront him face to face, that's something different. But as he's driving away, he's a lost DoorDash driver. You had no right to do that. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about this guy and what he did to the DoorDash driver? Was it justified, not justified? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. Not justified. And you know what? I'm not a DoorDash person. I don't use DoorDash. I've only used DoorDash one time. And that's when I was in Washington, D.C. And the girl just had brought me a Chick-fil-A sandwich and just walked across the street. I'm like, I didn't see the point. But beyond that, there's an element of danger because you don't know who this person is. They bringing you food in their vehicle. They're carrying it. You don't know what kind of car they got. And you don't want them to know where you live. So I've not used DoorDash because of the element of danger that I may take on. But in this case, the element of danger was just a regular citizen in this house where the dasher went. I'm sure there's been plenty of dashers that's been beat up, robbed, shot, and everything else. DoorDash, in my humble opinion, these food delivery things are dangerous. I don't use them. I'm the kind of guy, I'll order 15 pizzas and put them in the bed of my truck myself without having them come to my actual residence. That's the kind of guy I am, and I think I'll stick to it. And some of these DoorDash might need to be a little bit cautious as well because you got these nut jobs out here that want to play Rambo and shoot you for no real reason. Okay, so moral of the story is everyone please exercise caution when you're using these apps. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.